People have had a lot of questions about the Bazaar, and believe it or not, most of them actually have answers already. And they're not coming from me, they're coming from Reynad themselves. So this Q&A is a gold mine. It's about 4 months ago, and they discuss a lot of things. A lot of people don't know even about these videos. They don't have that many views, and he posted a lot of them, and I've been keeping track of them. I've been doing the digging so I can answer questions like the NFTs. Are they still going to be in the game? What is the plan around them? But also stuff like the ranked tickets and some other things that people have mainly been discussing and talking about. So I'm going to start off with the NFT discussion because it's the most important part, and that is that Reynad used to talk a lot more about NFTs being part of this game, especially on his stream. He talked a lot about the blockchain. He was more of a fanatic for it, like he was actually invested in crypto and like the idea around it, and openly discussed it, and that made people very scared of this game, and myself included. I'm very skeptical because I do not like the idea of a blockchain game, mainly because I don't think games need blockchain. Games are meant to be fun, they're not meant to make money, because then, I mean, it defeats the purpose of why people play a game. And other people try to justify it, but every blockchain game I've seen so far, a majority of people play it because of the blockchain aspect and the money aspect more than the gameplay actually being fun. I play games for fun, not for all of this crap. And also there's the negative stigma around crypto with like all of the scams and the rug pulls, and a lot of games end up being a scam. There's a lot of pump and dumps, a lot of drama. So a lot of people are very cautious when they hear the word crypto, for a good reason, and I agree with that. But things have changed for him over the years in the outlook, and right now when people ask about, like on Twitter I see it, for example, ask about like if the game will still have crypto, nobody really knows. They don't share anything on their website or in the game itself. Nothing states that you can like connect to a blockchain or a wallet or NFTs. So here is what Reynad said. Again, this is 4 months ago, but this is the most recent take that we have, which clarifies it, and then we'll discuss it.
Is blockchain integration still a feature of this game? Not for beta. We were never a blockchain game, but I did talk about having like a feature on our website one day where you could export skins into a wallet if you wanted. I think a small percentage of people would use that, but the option doesn't hurt if people want to sell their collectibles elsewhere. I think it's better than like sketchy third-party account selling websites. You know, it's just, I don't like that as much. That's what people are going to do inevitably. So yeah, we might turn on like an export import feature on our website in the future, but yeah, there was never any integration inside the game itself, like in the client.
So that is the answer that we have. Yes, there is a way to like mint stuff or turn them into NFTs and trade them, but also no, because I feel like this game doesn't rely on it. It says like he expects a small percent of people to do it. It's not a core part of the game. It's not in the launcher itself. You would actually have to go look it up or look for it, and it's for people who want to stop playing the game and cash in basically. People are gonna say, okay, the game will still have NFTs and I'll play it, and I think that's totally valid and fair, but at the same time, because it's not a part of the game, it is not actually like involved in anything, and I will never have to see it. I will never have to touch it, and I don't think it's the opposite of a scam, right? He literally just gives people the safe ability to transact skins instead of people doing it anyway through a third-party website. Like, that is his reasoning. He doesn't want people to get scammed through shady websites or account selling and stuff like that, so he wants to offer the safe version on the website for people who want. I think that's a fine initiative. I think I'm very skeptical of crypto. I don't want to touch it. I feel like that is all dodgy territory, but the way that he is talking about it here, I'm okay with. I think this is a good take from him now, the way that he changed his mindset about it. And I think this is an okay way for games to actually implement it, and that it could be a net positive over net negative. I don't see how this could negatively impact the game or people. Correct me if I'm wrong. This could warrant a discussion down below why this could still be an issue, but I don't really see it. Most people, I assume, will never even know that this is a feature of the game or part of the game. So, and I think the biggest thing as well is that it's not gonna be their marketing tool. A lot of NFT games use that big brand and label of the NFT market as their push, as how they get people involved. Bazaar is not going to disclose it anywhere, I'm pretty sure, like with their marketing. They're not going to have big ass prize pools or promise people big rewards and money. No. So that is not going to attract the audience that is mainly there for money. So I think this is still going to just attract the people that enjoy the game. That is my take on it. That is his take on it. Let me know down below what you think of the current situation of how they will probably implement NFTs or crypto. I don't know exactly how this works. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about patches, like how often they will update, what the schedule is like, so we know kind of how the game is going to be upkept.
How often will patches happen? Will they happen on a schedule like in League or as needed? So the exact like schedule of it, we don't have for you just yet, but philosophically we want really high frequency releases. So the Bazaar is all about having like new, every time you log in you should feel like there's something new.
I think that concept is exciting. The fact that he, like, every game or every time you log in, it will feel fresh. If he can succeed with that, it's gonna be massive, because I don't feel like many games do that. And also the way that he wants to do gameplay right now with like the loop of the spire thing, where your build is always different and it's hard to force stuff, that is also gonna add to it. Also his philosophy, in case people don't know yet about like items he's gonna add to the game, it's gonna be cumulative, meaning he's just gonna keep adding items to the game and never take items out. So the pool will keep growing and growing and growing. And he said he's never seen a game do that. Me neither. Usually they rotate because there's like a critical mass of stuff and it'll be harder to find specific items you want. But maybe that's a good thing. So the game will just keep growing in content, never ending. At least, again, that's how he talked about it. Maybe at some point they will have to do that. We'll see what the future brings. But it's gonna have a way different approach from how other people introduce content. And well, I'm gonna let him like finish the rest of the sentence, but another thing that they talked about somewhere in his Q&A, I couldn't find it, was that they want to do real-time like bug fixing or real-time patches. So while you're in the middle of a run, a patch can happen and numbers from items that you find in the shop can have already changed without you needing to log out and update the launcher. So they can do very quick and very accurate like patches. He also said he hasn't seen a game do that. He wants to implement that. Again, very ambitious. He makes a lot of ambitious statements that will make the game insanely good. We'll see if he can promise and deliver on them, because I have a funny clip later as well in the video where one of the things he promises or talks about is maybe a little bit outdated. But yeah, it would be cool if real time they could do a quick fix, and then while people are playing their run, the shop's already updated.
And so we're going to be introducing, you know, new content to the game super often, like even if it's in small doses. One merchant, one new monster enters the Bazaar. You know, you could do updates like that, you know, as often as weekly. And every time we add one of those, it's like permanently changing the game, because that character or that encounter is now in the Bazaar forever, that item, whatever it is. And so I think there will kind of always be this continual trickle of content, but then we also want to do the bigger releases, like a new hero. Whenever we release a new hero, it's 100 new cards to the game, which is a pretty big deal. So there will be big releases, but we want to do like very frequent patches as well with smaller content updates. And I think the balance will just be this thing sprinkled on top of those content releases.
So I'd love to know what your guys' take on this is, but I think I like it way more when they do a little bit of updates throughout the entire process. Like instead of just dropping one big expansion, one big thing, like every week, or every couple days they give like a new item and a new thing. I think that's way more exciting. Of course, when a new hero enters, like you said, it will still be a big thing. There will still be big events, but the fact that every time you can log in and there's something new that you can find, it's also great for content creators, for me, because I can always make a video about the new thing, right, that entered. But from a gameplay perspective, I think it will be fun if they actually do it. And yeah, I think better than just only hoarding it for big releases. But maybe I'm just in the minority. Again, let me know what you think of this down below, because I want to know what the general consensus is of the public, of the player base. I'm just a one individual, and I know I also have different goals with this game than most other people, so I'm biased towards like some outcomes of these answers. And now I have one that you guys need to hear.
Are you worried about server overload? Not really.
That's it. That was the answer he gave. Are you worried about server overload? Not really. The main issue right now in the closed beta is literally server overload. Like the people on EU, like me, we kept getting kicked out. We kept having server issues. We can't earn chests. Our ranked tickets don't really work. Him not being worried about server overload that confidently that he answers with 2 words, not really. It's just kind of funny to me because it was the #1 issue. But yeah, I wanted to include this just so you guys know that the things that he says, they might always not line up with how things happen or are gonna end up being. But maybe he's talking about full release. Maybe he's not talking about closed beta, right? Like I could be taking this out of context. Maybe he just means when the game is done. But for the current situation, I think it's well timed.
How will the replay system work? Can we rewatch entire games, or it's just stats and summary? So
this is one of the most requested things right now in the closed beta. When people watch streams or content or things like that, or when they play the game themselves, it is hard to understand what's going on, what's happening. People want a replay system. They want a way to know and find out why they lost, how they won, how the scaling happens, or they missed a part of what happened. and this is going to be really important, especially other quality of life stuff like being able to scout your opponents, like if you're going into a PvE fight, that you know if you're going to beat them or not and what items you're going to get. Because sometimes I get rolled because my opponent or my PvE opponent has caltrops, which damages me whenever I use an item. The one thing that counters me, everything else I beat, for example. So it's very like small things that would be big quality of life changes, but a lot of these things he promised to add, like all of these scouting mechanics, entire Pokédex where you can check all of the items, all of the enemies, all of these are things that he said he wants to implement. So most of the questions people ask, they will already work on, but I'll let him explain this himself.
So both, you can go see your run history and you could click on any fight that you did against a player and you can see what items you both had and you can see a damage chart. But then you'll be able to go in and watch a replay of it as well. Or at least we have that in an old prototype. I'm pretty sure we're going to build that back in. Also, during your run, just at the end of a fight, you'll be able to replay the fight if you wanted. So there'll be a lot of ways to watch the whole fight play out.
Kind of like what I said, right? You'll be able to replay stuff, watch it again. And they're gonna improve on the quality of life.
I'd love to know more specific details.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be music here. So for the first part of this video, for some reason, there's extremely loud music. That is very annoying. But here is gonna talk about ranked entry tickets and ways to gain them, buy them, stuff like that.
About the ranked entry tickets, such as what are all the ways to gain them? Can you buy them for gems? If so, how much? How many can you get in a run? So you can't buy them for gems, you just earn them. So for those of you guys that don't know, let me try to like summarize the...
Oh, it's very interesting. I thought you could buy them. For some reason, I skipped over this one sentence, but you cannot buy them with gems. With gems is the in-game currency that you buy with money. So you would actually have to grind for them. So you cannot, there's actually not pay to win, right? Because you cannot pay for tickets, if I'm not mistaken. Huh.
The first iteration of the ranked system. So basically...
The music here gets really loud, so I'm kind of gonna paraphrase what he says. I can turn on captions and let it play in case you want to see for yourself, but basically he explains like it's arena with ranked rewards. So he just wants to add, like arena has a fee in Hearthstone that you pay with gold. You can earn gold many free ways. Like you can earn tickets by playing the free mode and winning, then you earn a ticket. You can get them in chests or from daily login rewards or from the battle pass. There's a bunch of ways to earn them. And you can go infinite in ranked. If you win in ranked, you get a ticket again. So if you're good enough, you can keep going. So he just has multiple ways to get tickets, and that's how you play ranked. And the reason, like he's gonna explain later as well in another clip that will show why he doesn't, like what the philosophy behind it is, why he doesn't have a free ranked mode. Basically, that's how the ticket system is gonna work and how ranked is gonna work. A lot of people are confused why they don't just make ranked free. That's gonna be the next clip that I show. But yeah, you also get rewards from ranked, and he wants it to feel special, I guess. It's just going to be a little bit annoying, I guess, for people who want to grind the game and want to keep on playing, but they have a bad stroke of luck and then they have no tickets left anymore. Then how do you get more tickets? I think with gems you can buy chests though, and chests can have tickets, so technically you could pay to get tickets, but this is just speculation on my end.
But it does a bunch of other things. It creates like a daily login reward that way. It lets us be pretty liberal with how many collectibles we give away, which is a big deal. It basically means everyone will get to play with some of the collectible part of the game. But yeah, it's mostly like having an entry fee on Arena.
That's what he ends up with. And now here's the last clip I want to show.
Can you talk about pros and cons considerations in regards to having the free ranked option you consider at one point? Ultimately, what made you decide against it?
So he talked about a free ranked option next to a paid ranked option, or not a paid, like with ticket entry, and here's his reasoning. Now this clip is interesting because he ends up rambling a bit and like thinking about it, and almost as if he is for the first time discussing it and trying to think about it and rationalize it instead of beforehand. I don't know, it's an interesting clip. I'll just play it so you can understand what I'm talking about, but his answer is very non-rehearsed, and like it makes me think that free ranked could still be an option, basically.
Oh, it's just messy. Like right now there's two buttons, there's unranked and there's ranked.
Also, I don't think this is a good argument, saying the home screen gets messy by adding one more button, because like that's his argument here, that you add another free ranked button, it gets messy. It has two buttons right now. If you hover over in ranked, maybe it like opens up a second option to go free ranked. Like it could be a menu within that. Like I don't see how that gets that much messier.
And if you... Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. One of them is on by default. It's a really clean user interface. If you end up creating like free ranked,
There's also music for this part. I'm sorry.
free casual, and then also paid ranked, it just becomes a mess on the UI. You know, you're adding buttons.
You're adding buttons.
More people will
And now you see that he starts thinking about it, and he's gonna like rationalize it.
play ranked if it's free, but I don't know that that's a good thing. Like, from the perspective of the player or the company, it's not any different how many players are in the ranked pool. It's nice that they're unified. Like, I'd feel weird about lumping in the prize ranked players and the non-prize free ranked players in the same matchmaking pool. That's kind of a consideration. Mostly though, I think getting a voucher is like pretty exciting if ranked mode is paid. It's like you're gonna use it, you're gonna play your run. Whereas like if you have infinite ranked runs, like you won't. You might play less of them. You know.
This is also like, it seems like he's just speculating for this part. He's saying you might pay less ranked if tickets are not like a part of it. I think it's the logic doesn't really add up that well. It seems like it's mostly a psychology thing, like a psychological way to make ranked more exciting or make people attach more value to it. At least that's what I get from his explanation, that it feels more special. People will want to use their tickets, they want to like earn them. So that is the main concern I have, is that the game won't be super grindable, that like for the hitting top ranks, people who are insanely good will go infinite probably, but for some people the game might just not be grindable, right? Or even if you're learning or trying to improve and like working your way through the lower ranks, you're gonna struggle a lot. You'll have to keep waiting for tickets, or that is one aspect that I do not really like.
But I mean, it's like, it's less of like this special thing that you earned. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand why he says, yeah, I don't know. When someone asks a question about why you do a ranked mode in a certain thing, I feel like you should know, right?
I think a lot of it is like a framing thing, you know. People look at it like adding entry to a ranked mode, but really we're adding a ranking to arena mode, you know.
This I think is a fine take, like adding ranking to an arena mode. I think it's pretty cool. People already grind for the arena leaderboards in Hearthstone, so I think I still like adding a ranking to an arena mode, but that doesn't change, like it can still be in arena mode without needing to wait for entry tickets, right?
It's I think the more accurate way to look at it, because there's bigger prizes, right? And in Hearthstone rank there are no prizes that are meaningful at all. So yeah, I don't know.
I think it would be cool if they have just a ranked mode that is free, a free play mode, and then like a prize mode, or for example, a mode that you enter with a ticket, and depending on your win, you get like loot and prizes that is not attached to a ranking, simply so that way people could like, it still has value to it. You spend your ticket and you want to perform as best as possible to turn your ticket in as much value as possible, and prizes. That I think is an interesting concept. And then the ranked mode is just something people can grind however much they want, and then with ranked mode maybe they can earn tickets to then although it's gonna make people play a lot less free modes than that you can basically play. Maybe the ticket mode would be different. Maybe it would be a shorter version of like the gameplay loop on the Bazaar. I'm maybe rambling now and I'm hypothesizing, but I feel like there's just a better way to do this than they're doing it now. Maybe like a mode where you gotta get 5 wins only, but you only have like 5 prestige. I don't know. I'm just rambling.
I was wondering if it's like a what we're calling it thing. Like maybe we shouldn't call it ranked. Who knows? Yeah, you can.
Who knows? I hope you.
You can stack tickets, and you can also just pay gems to enter.
Oh wait, and now he says you can just pay gems to enter. Wait. Did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, you can stack tickets, and you can also just pay gems to enter.
Wait, it's in the other clip, right? Let me find it. Wait.
How many can you get in a run? So you can't buy them for gems, you just earn them.
Now he says you can't buy tickets for gems, you earn them. Okay, now I'm confused. I actually don't know what the answer to this is anymore. I guess we'll see if he has a future statement on it or how it's gonna evolve. Maybe he's talking about something else here that you pay with gems, but I don't think so, right?
I was wondering if it's like a what we're calling it thing. Like maybe we shouldn't call it ranked.
Also, for the record, they should call it ranked. If they don't call it ranked, they're gonna alienate a big part of the player base.
Who knows? Yeah, you can stack tickets, and you can also just pay gems to enter.
So yeah, no, I actually don't know the answer anymore. But anyway, that is what I took away from this Q&A. In the end, I kind of went sidetracked. So NFTs and crypto will be in some capacity be part of the game, but not really part of the game. It is just a feature that people could access if they wish. That's how the ticket system works, how much they're gonna balance, and why the servers are overloaded. But I hope you enjoyed this video, a little bit of a breakdown. And I could do more of this. I only went through this Q&A, but I have a lot more interesting content that I can discuss. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe again. And I'll see you guys next time.